because I've noticed that the online dating,
all
we're
that
more
stuff.
disconnected. You could live next to someone for 20 years and not even know your neighbor's name. You could live in the same household with your entire family and still feel lonely. You could be married and feel lonely, even though your husband or wife is there. And so it's okay to disconnect, look within, which is, for example, what you do with meditation. You go out for a
Hey
run.
guys, welcome back to Calvation, episode number 11. Today we have a special guest, Dr. Julissa. Before you watch this, subscribe on YouTube or the podcast. Keep up with the latest shows. So tell us, what you're about for the people that don't know you. So introduce us who you are and what do you do, all that good stuff.
Thank you. First of all, Charlie, I'm honored and
Thank you.
humbled to be a part of your podcast.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Julissa Hernandez, and I love to help people feel 16 years old again, but with better judgment. So that's the kind of like my intro to kind of let people have an idea of what I do. So I'm a board certified naturopathic doctor. So I work with natural medicine, holistic medicine, Chinese medicine. I've been practicing since 1995. I'm an international speaker, teacher of natural medicine, radio and television personality, and just honored to be a part here of your podcast.
Thank
you for having me.
So you have a big thing going on. You started by you have a naturopathic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us when you grew up, was that like one of your things that you wanted to do as a career, like, or it became natural to you? You always wanted to be this as a career, or what?
I love that question.
Yeah.
So when I was in middle school, my mother started to work and help people with herbs and natural medicine. This one lady came back one time and was so elated and so appreciative of my mom for getting rid of her hot flashes,
Oh wow!
her menopausal hot flashes,
Uh-huh.
that happiness and that joy I saw in her face said I wanted to make people feel like that.
Wow.
I just knew that. So I started looking into herbs. Back then, there was the Encyclopedia Britannica.
That's true.
So I bought my parents got me the encyclopedia, and I used to just study herbs on and on. So I knew that that's something that I wanted to do. I did go do a little bit of accounting in school and things of that sort, but my passion was always natural medicine. So while I was still in high school, my mother wanted to go back to school to study. I went back with her because she didn't want to go back to school alone. So we actually graduated together and studied
That's so
together.
Good.
Yeah, I went to NYU, started my studies there, but then I moved on to get my ND as a doctor of naturopathy. And this is what I've been doing for 25 years.
You're also in international public speaking, right?
Yes.
So tell us your experience about that. Was it the first time when you nervous at first, and now you get used to it, or how's it been going, the journey so far?
No, I love to share the message, and for any of you out there, I'm looking for more stages and bigger stages. So if you want to contact me for me to speak to your group or organization about natural medicine, absolutely. But no, nervous?
No, it's just something natural, like passion? Or,
I guess because, since the age of 5, I started to play piano and ballet, and so I was always in front of a group since I was young. So I've been kind of in the performance arena, I would say, since the age of 5. As a pianist and such, and singer, I would sing as well. So I've always been in front of people, and it's natural. It feels good. Feels good.
So what are like some tips do you want to advise to people that want to do public speaking out there, whether it's event or the community? What are some advice you want to give to the people out there that they can be better at public speaking and innovate themselves halfway through the journey?
That is a wonderful question, because I even treat patients that have a lot of nervous problems, let's say, and feel a little, taken aback when they do have to speak in front of people. If you go into talking about something that makes you most comfortable, the best thing is always to go into stories. I know you've probably heard that before. Going into a story, telling a story of your life, of what you've been through. That's the most authentic way to really get to people and for you to feel comfortable in front of a large crowd. It could be 200, it could be 5,000. I love speaking in front of mega crowds, and so because that way you can impact more. So if it's a story that you can start with, it'll always make things easier along with the information or knowledge that you're going to share, if that's what you're nervous about sharing.
So telling a story through your journey, your career, the skills that you built. Also, when you went through this journey, has there ever been like an obstacle, based on your career? Has there been like a moment where you just like it was hard for you, but then you overcome the obstacles, like a moment that hit you?
That's a great question, and I've never. Wow, that's a new one. let me consider that.
Because people do go through obstacles. Like even myself, going through this journey, like there's people that don't support you, or there's people that question you so much. And like I feel like personally myself, like I meditate. I go for a run, and I want to avoid that negativity, because that way you can become a better version of yourself, and you surround with like great people out there. Because what I do is just I try to avoid that. Like even if I have a hard moment, I try to avoid that.
Yes.
So like people have different ways. They read books, they go out with the family, the loved ones. Especially if it's a hard hit, like a big obstacle. I feel like we all need to like refocus on ourselves to like be better. So do you have any moments like that you like to like avoid the obstacles, or like have you had those moments yet? Or
you know what? You're brilliant. I love that you just said that you would take that time to pull away from whatever negative energy or vibes, as they call it today, and you go and meditate, you go run, you go within. And I would say that that's the most beautiful and the actual thing that needs to be done. With regards to me, I'm a Taoist, so I practice Taoism, and obviously some Buddhist practices. And so obviously nothing in life is perfect. We're always going to come across moments that we may find difficult. But yes, looking within, meditating and such helps us overcome that. If I've come through obstacles, I believe we all have. What I would say were more difficult moments is when I've had to support family going over more difficult moments, because when you start really looking into spiritual practice, you realize life is not difficult. Life really is easy. It's humans that make it difficult. And if you realize, Charlie, that everything is impermanent, nothing, the situation, the problem, the turmoil that you're going through, none of it is going to last forever. So if we're willing, like the lotus flower that comes throughout mud, it's born from mud. Are we really willing to let the mud settle and wait for the beauty to come through? Problem is, many people get anxious and they get worried and they get tense. And we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Yes, we get through those moments, but I choose not to suffer. We have to learn how to not choose suffering and take your attention away, like you do, like you that just pull away from it and you go and meditate and you go run. One of the ways that I apply this to helping my patients heal is pull yourself away from that and now take your attention and focus on what is good in your life. What are the happy moments? What are the blessings? Because that too shall pass, whatever turmoil you're going through. It takes a minute to become more of an expert of doing that, and to breathe, definitely breathe.
Because I know like people get anxious, they start like overthinking a lot of stuff. You have to control your breathing, your emotions, and all that stuff. Agreed. I feel like one of the biggest things is gratitude. Being grateful, because even myself, when I first started doing this, I would get like worried because of many reasons. But I tend to realize that I have to be grateful just for the moment at least. Because like you said, it's temporary. Everything is temporary. So I try to like live the most out of it. So
wonderful. You're brilliant. You're brilliant. And you've begun so young. I commend you for your company, for your podcast. You're amazing. You're a young entrepreneur, and I will support you in anything you want to do in life.
Thank you.
Amazing.
So even myself, I look up to you because you're a very strong, hardworking woman. And honestly, I feel like there should be many females out there that should look up to you, you know, because the work ethic, things that you do. So I know you help females with through health and the healing. So talk to us about that. You know, what do you do? You make videos for them, or what do you specifically do for the other people out there?
Great. I help humans, so I don't just
Do
focus on
females?
women's health.
It's
Oh, yes, so everyone.
Yeah.
In my book, I wrote about reproductive system health and, you know, challenges that men go through as well, as far as prostate problems and such. I haven't launched it yet, but I'll just throw out there that I'm launching some men's health workshops as well. I just launched the women's health workshops.
Yeah, I saw that you were the author of the I think Human Nature Pathetic.
Yes, the Divine Health workshops.
Yeah.
So I launched the women's workshops, but I'm launching the men's as well.
And where can people buy your book?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You can obtain my book, The Naturopathic Approach to Fertility, on Amazon and Audible.
Amazon.
The Naturopathic Approach to Fertility. I was asked by my publisher and my publicist to write the book because as of today, knock on chair, as of today, I have a 100% success rate helping couples conceive. Those couples that have worked along with me, come together with me, we're all on the same page, they're following through with my recommendations, everything is just as it should, flowing the way it should, and when we're on that same page together, I don't give up until I help them get pregnant. So I help the man overcome his challenges sexually, with sexual health, and women as well, but I work with health in general, from children on. So yes, as far as that's concerned, I love to do video intros. That's what we're focusing on today.
I see you do you put a lot of great videos out there, a lot of Instagram lives, and I feel like is this like, why did you choose to do this specifically? Like, was it because it was a passion for you, or why did you?
Again, I saw that when I was young. I just knew that that's what I wanted to do, to help people heal, and without having to go to the side effects. I'm a bit integrative in the fact that obviously if we need to bring in some aspects of conventional medicine, we shouldn't negate any form of medicine. However, with conventional allopathic medicine, it's seen as tragic medicine. God forbid you're in an accident, let them take you to the hospital, do what they have to put you back together, but it's considered conventional medicine to be tragic medicine for the moment. However, naturopathic, holistic Chinese medicine, alternative medicine, actually helps people heal, and it helps the body cure itself, and it supports the body in that, and it helps to prevent disease, which are the most important things as well. So let's consider that you want to definitely focus on anything that's going to prevent side effects and things like that.
Is it like a daily medicine or once in a while? Or?
Herbal supplements can be taken, obviously, or should be on a daily basis. It also incorporating lifestyle practices that people need to partake in, discontinue certain lifestyle practices and addictions, helping them with their diet. It's all encompassing, holistic. So I do love to focus on helping my patients not just balance body, mind, and emotions, mental, but also on the spiritual level as well.
I gotta get into that.
Okay, I'm at your service.
Because the good thing is, I feel like the most important thing is that it's self-care.
Yes.
Self-care. You know, people gotta realize that it's health is the number one thing you gotta focus on. Because when people they wake up and they look on their phone, everything's going. The attention is not on themselves. They're just surrounded by so many distractions out there, and I feel like we gotta, it's important to take care of yourself, mentally and physically, because people go through phases like that they become exhausted. They can probably burn out, and I feel like helping people through health and the physical is 100% that you actually guaranteed you need it.
Yes,
so,
you're brilliant because it's not common to find a young soul, that really takes that time to look within. You know what? Now, after the year 2000, 2010, more young souls like you are awakened, and I'm loving
I feel like,
that.
even nowadays, the young society is like getting up there real fast. Yeah.
They're awakened. You guys are literally awakened. And the fact that you look within like that is brilliant. You're going to go very far.
And then also, do you have anything else besides you? Any other interests, hobbies that you like to do besides what you do? Maybe
Wow.
music or.
I've never been asked that. So,
Yeah.
so I'm about to share something,
Yeah.
my friends.
Exclusive.
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
yes, I love to bungee jump.
Oh, you do?
I love to jet ski. I paddleboard. I kayak. I hike. As long as I'm in touch with nature out
Yeah.
there in a way, I absolutely love that. So yes, Dr. Julissa bungee jumps.
I'm
I
surprised. I'm
absolutely
surprised
love
you're
it.
around here though, because like you're more of a. Do you go for a lot of vacations to explore the nature, or?
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that. Absolutely. I travel a lot, extensively, by myself, much of the time as well, mainly conferences as well. So one adventure was traveling to Guam
Wow.
last year in August, which is right below Japan. They're actually U.S. territory, and I went by myself. It took me 24 hours to get there.
By yourself? Oh,
Yes,
wow.
I did. I went
Yeah.
by myself. Of course, my family was very nervous, but I prayed and I
Yeah.
meditated, and I knew that I was going to be protected. I felt that.
Mhm.
So it took me 24 hours to get there. I went last year in August, and I hiked the jungles of Guam. And that was an experience.
And you went physically by yourself to the
Well,
jungle?
I went on a tour.
Oh, okay,
That
yeah.
I was the only one that was not Japanese on the tour. Usually everywhere I
Yeah.
go, even in my holy house, I'm the
Yeah.
only one that's not Chinese. But because
Yeah.
of my Taoist practice. But so I had everyone. It was great because that's on my Instagram as well. You guys could see that whole experience. The guide that was taking all of the Japanese tourists was speaking Japanese, and I had my own tour guide. I was in the back with my own tour guide talking to me in English, but it was great. We were going through the jungles. We went down into a cave and swam in the caves below into the depths of Guam. It was absolutely phenomenal. Look for it on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Last year, August 2019, look at those posts.
We'll put the description on the YouTube channel, put it there.
Yes, absolutely. So yes,
Yeah.
I do love to travel a lot and be out in nature.
How'd you feel after Guam? You felt more better? Or?
I mean, so everywhere I go, I love that you're asking that.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, I love to do charity work. So I do that as much as I can. So I investigated an orphanage and an orphanage there. They also do foster.
Okay, yeah.
Care, yeah. So I investigated them, looked into them, spoke to the woman that runs the organization, and so what I check onto the plane is actually a suitcase, a huge one, of just clothing, shoes, donations. I make to orphanages whenever I travel. Since I'm by myself, I can't really take too huge, a lot of things. But whatever I check onto the plane is what I give to the children in need, and whatever I bring as carry-ons are my things.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I went to Guam. I said, I want to go to a country I don't know anyone's ever been to. That's why
Must
I
have
went
been
to
scary.
Guam. No, I mean,
Yeah, it wasn't?
I love traveling
Yeah.
alone. Everyone is very kind to me. I had a driver while I was there, and that he was my bodyguard per se.
Oh, wow.
Because if I'm alone, I need to be safe, and so that was great.
What about the language? Was it hard? Or
They speak English. It's U.S. territory. There are a lot of military bases there.
Oh, so it was much easier for you then.
Yes, it was awesome. So they have a dialect of Spanish.
Oh, they do?
See, yes, they do. And it's very much Hispanic influence, very indigenous
Oh, okay.
influence,
Yeah.
Indian,
Oh,
that
okay.
kind of that. Yes, yes. So, but it was great. Everyone is always so kind to me wherever I go in the world. It's just
Yeah.
I bring love with me and my energy, so I
Yeah.
make sure that I'm encompassed by that. So, as far as yes, I look for anything that's going to bring me even closer to the beauty of nature. Yeah.
And do you often travel a lot for vacation or?
That conferences
Yeah.
about every month or every 2 months or
Oh,
so.
wow,
I do.
yeah.
I am here for my patients. They know that. But I
Yeah.
also travel to other offices. So because I work with a network of offices, it does put me out there to travel a bit as well. I can see patients in about 32 different states in the United States. So I have offices there, and then obviously outside of the U.S. as well. So because of the network of offices I work in, they're also located in Paris. I have an office there.
Wow.
Beijing, I have an office there, and so
you're
major cities.
You're all over the place.
Yes, I'm here to help people,
Yeah,
support them.
The good thing you achieve so much, you achieve a lot, and there's so many people out there that they're trying to do something to, whether it's their career, your passion they're trying to achieve, but halfway through, they give up. They have lack of motivation, or maybe something bad happened, they don't want to do it no more, or they're afraid of failure. What are some of the ways that you did to keep yourself motivated and keep track on your goals? Because some people they fall off on the goals. But what are some of the ways that you keep, whether it's productive or you're more energized, or just be like focused on your goals, on your future? So what are some of the ways that you try to stay motivated?
A wonderful question.
Yeah.
Knowing that I'm helping people feel better, do better, being of service. It's not just being of service. I would say it's a privilege to know that I'm helping others, and that is my drive. To know that I'm coming in to see someone that needs to share their story with me, because that's how my consults begin.
Yeah.
And then hearing them and being able to know what I need to recommend for them to move further and so on. That is my push, to know that I'm doing that. I don't see this as work.
Oh, you
I
don't?
see this as my life.
It's passion,
and it's just, it's just, that's what I would say pushes me to do that. When you have children, I have a son, and he'll be 20 this month, and just surprised me a month ago to let me know that he's going into the Air Force, and he's leaving in a couple of months. Yeah, that was a shock. But he was doing everything on his own, and so that is a drive for me as well. I would say, when you have someone that depends on you, that you have to be an example for. You're young yet. I imagine I'm coming to your wedding, the day you get married and have your own children, you'll see that that's another drive. So I think that the things that we go through,
different stages, right?
Different stages, I believe, bring us to the reason why we would be pushed to achieve those goals. To know that I can support my parents, they're getting older, though. But I wouldn't say that those are my drives. It's knowing that I'm helping people, and just it's amazing how happy you can feel when you make another person happy and make them feel good. And those are Buddhist teachings, that if you want to feel happy, make someone else happy.
Make someone else. Yeah, that's good.
So that's my push. Those are the things that drive me.
Yeah, because even now people struggle with anxiety, depression a lot, and even if you help somebody, that advocates them in the long term, because people become suicidal, they just become very antisocial, whatever it is. It's a good thing that you're helping people overcome, those problems. Because there's some people that don't have people to talk with, or they're just afraid, and people gotta be grateful that they have somebody that, like you yourself, to help others.
Appreciate it.
Do you have any special routines that you do? Any routines that in the morning or at night? Routines that you do?
Every single morning I meditate.
Meditate? Yeah.
Every single morning. Tao meditation, but just even sitting still. I try to see if I can get meditation even in between my day if I feel I need it. Sometimes that may happen. But that's a definite routine for me. I love to use saunas as well, very good for detoxifying the body, keeping the skin youthful, young, so those types of things. And I'm a yogi, so I'll go into my yoga practice occasionally as well. And hiking and walking, I would say that those are the routines that keep me fit and healthy. And I'm a vegetarian for over 20 years, and no alcohol over 20 years. And I used to just maybe once at a blue moon, how people have an occasional social wedding or something and a toast, but not even that for over 20 years. So those are the things that keep me as well. And of course my supplementation, that's a routine. I'm always taking my herbal therapies and such.
And do you read a lot of books too? Though, how do you learn? Do you read a lot of books? You watch videos, or how do you learn your new skills?
Oh, well, I would say that I believe that I've been doing this in all my lives. So there are things that I did not learn in school that come to me, and I have to implement with my patients that I did not learn in school. It's things that would come to me. But as far as books, I have my favorite authors out there. Absolutely love. My favorite author of all time is Paulo Coelho, the Brazilian lyricist.
Oh, wow.
And so I do read a lot of his. He's
Why that book? What
The
is it?
Alchemist,
Oh,
the author of The Alchemist.
Okay, yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yes, so that author is absolutely phenomenal for me. And love to read everything that has to do with either spirituality and, those types of things. The Tao Te Ching, of course, which is where Taoism is most focused. But yes, I do. I read extensively all types of books, and also those movies and films such as Secret, Law of Attraction, things of that sort, which really are part of the teachings of how the universe really works. So.
Because one of the ways I like to do is watch a lot of videos. I watch more videos than read. I feel like people are different because if I read too much and it's like, I don't know. I get bored. I don't know. I get bored because I'm a guy that has to be very active.
Yes, I
so
understand.
I like reading. I like watching more videos.
Okay, as long as you're absorbing the information.
Yeah,
That's the way you're new. You're what are you, Gen Z? You're considered Gen Z, right? Or millennial or Gen Z? No, you're considered Gen Z. You're 20s.
I think so. Yeah.
You're in your 20s. Yeah. So that's how you're.
21. Just turned 21. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful! Yeah. Congratulations! Happy birthday!
Yeah.
So that's what your generation really focuses on. It's more visual and such, and that's beautiful because that also really helps to things to imprint themselves in your mind. Yeah. Continue doing that.
And do you listen to a lot of podcasts too, or no?
I do. I have 2 radio shows, or better yet, I'm interviewed on 2 amazing radio platforms. WGLRO.com radio on Thursday mornings at 9:15 a.m.
Every
and that's
Thursday
featured
morning?
here on Instagram Live. Yes, every Thursday morning.
Every Thursday morning.
Yep, 9:15 a.m. Eastern time on Instagram Live and heard all over the world because we're heard even in Germany and China, everywhere. And so also on Source Radio Network, SRN Live TV at 7 p.m. on Thursday nights, and that's also here on my Instagram Live as well. But for those of you that ever listened to the Michael Baisden show, which was nationally syndicated, I was the resident naturopathic doctor on the Michael Baisden show, known as on 98.7 KISS FM here in New York. I was a resident naturopathic doctor on there for 9 years before the show ended. So yeah.
That's good though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even just even speaking with you, you're like very so positive. Like you're so positive, and I see that for some people that's very hard, especially like there's people dealing with so much negativity out there. Whether it's the news, whether it's the people. So how do you like put yourself in a positive mindset? I feel like one of the difficult things.
Beautiful. I don't watch the news.
I don't watch the news.
I don't watch the news. I don't even watch television.
Oh, wow.
I'll do an occasional Netflix movie of
YouTube maybe.
Yes, I was actually watching Spiritual House recently
on
Netflix. With this Japanese spiritual master. But yes, I don't watch the news. I tell my patients they're not allowed to watch the news for at least. Well, I tell them, and most of the time they're addicted to it.
Oh, wow.
People can become addicted to negative energy, absolutely. So for their healing to really take place, I tell them minimum 2 weeks, no news, and just the way that their bodies just transform is amazing, apart with everything else that I bring into their healing process, natural herbal therapies and such. But
it's just
I
less
don't watch
stressed.
TV. But to stay positive, I do that, meditation, and again,
because there's people out there that talk a lot of negativity too, so like, learn how to deal with that, that phase.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. We have to choose what we want to expose ourselves to. Self-preservation, self-care, self-love, self-preservation is necessary. And so, which is how I also explain it to my patients, whether it's family and friends. If you know that, sadly, that person's energy is detrimental for you, you know this when you're in a person's presence and you feel exhausted and you feel drained and you feel consumed, like you can't be yourself in their presence. If that is the case, we can love everyone from afar.
Yeah.
And it's all right. And you can lovingly say, I love you, but I can't be around this at this time. And I've had to talk to patients that are really suffering, where the quality of their relationships actually has made an impact on the quality of their health. I would say, Charlie, and I love that you asked this question, that I've seen happen more, I would say in the last 15 or so years, where I've literally had to bring in the teachings of psychotherapists and so on, along with what I do in naturopathic medicine and holistic medicine, into my practice. Because I've noticed that the online dating, or more disconnected. You could live next to someone for 20 years and not even know your neighbor's name. You could live in the same household with your entire family and still feel lonely. You could be married and feel lonely, even though your husband or wife is there. And so it's okay to disconnect, look within, which is, for example, what you do with meditation. You go out for a run. And if that energy of that person's presence is detrimental to you, you can love them from afar. Love. We have to practice love in all we do. But self-preservation is necessary, because you're no good to others. I am no good to you if I'm helping you with your health and so on. I can't pour from an empty cup if I'm not well. So,
you have to learn how to love yourself first.
And it's not ego. It's not conceit. It's not ego. It's literally self-preservation and lovingly. I can't be around this. You know, I have to focus on my well-being because I'm getting sick or whatever it may be. And much of the time, obviously, it's because people have come to me becoming sick from maybe exposing themselves to too much negativity, or even their own thoughts, their own negative thoughts, which can come about, will make you ill. So,
that's good. You got me. I'm like, oh wow.
Okay.
What do you see yourself in 5 or like 10 years from now? What do you see yourself doing, whether differently, or what do you see yourself 5 and 10 years from now?
Still doing this, supporting people, and obviously even, being on even more stages and more arenas like this where I can impact more lives. So again, people can reach out to me if they want me to do speaking engagements for them. That is my focus. I still see myself doing this on a bigger scale and such. Seeing my nieces grow up, my son start his life, and just being here for others. They're okay. I need to focus on helping the world now. I wish I could find an organic way to clone myself so I could be here for more people. But that's my focus.
Do you have any advice for the young people out there, whether it's graduating through college or graduating through high school, or just young people that can be a better version of themselves? So, do you have any information or tips for them, for the young people?
Wonderful question, because I do treat a lot of college students and such. Even me as a parent, just remember that sometimes they're told what to do, and it's not what's in their heart. So follow what your heart tells you. Follow what your heart tells you. You will be successful if you are doing what you love. Just find a way to make money doing it. But if your love is, I don't know, eating organic, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, maybe there's a company out there that needs to test certain flavors of certain things, and you can make money doing that. I mean, anything. Really, just try to find the niche of how you can make money doing what'll make you happy. Now, money is not the be-all, end-all. I would say make sure that you're doing what you're going to focus on with love. This is the advice I would give to the young people out there. Because no, there's no point being spiritual and broke, because that will not make you happy. Let's be blunt, let's be real. It's important to know that we can continue to help others, and I can't donate and help orphans around the world and 2 little girls that I'm supporting and putting through school in India and so on and so forth if I don't have certain resources to do so. So definitely focus on what you love. Don't think it has to be, let's say, a doctor, has to be because you need to become a lawyer, just because the family says that you need to do that. There are
That's
so
true.
many different ways that the young entrepreneurs today, like yourself, are making money,
Yeah.
that you just need to explore the new niches out there and just focus on what you love and find a way to make money doing it, and have a spiritual practice.
What do you mean by that?
Everyone should. You meditate.
Oh, okay.
That's a spiritual practice.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons, most likely, why you've been able to feel rooted and grounded enough to start your companies, to start your podcast, because you were able to calm yourself, be grounded and peaceful enough
Yeah.
to think of your ideas.
Yeah.
If people don't have a spiritual practice, much of the time the mind can be scattered, and then they can't focus on goals. They can't develop new ideas.
Yeah.
So have a spiritual practice, whatever resonates with you.
Yeah.
It
Whether
could,
it's meditating or running
Yes.
or yeah.
whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be Taoism. It doesn't have to be Buddhism.
Mhm.
Anything that resonates with you. Good
Yeah.
thing is that the young generation today is very much awakened. You
Yeah.
guys are very awakened.
Past 5 years already, yeah.
Absolutely. Your third eyes are very much opening to a lot of looking at the universe different, looking at life differently, not taking for face value everything you're told. You ask a lot of questions
Yeah, that's
today.
true.
Very much, and I absolutely commend that and admire it very much. So
Yeah.
do what you love, have a spiritual practice, you will go far.
Yeah. Because I feel like many young people nowadays, they're chasing money. You know, once I was in the process of chasing money,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought I was gonna do good, but like after 6-7 months already, like it wasn't for me. You know, like even if it's a lot of money, I'm mentally I'm still not happy.
Mm.
You know, and the fact that I'm doing this podcast, you know, meeting so many people, going to new places, I feel like for me personally, I think one of the probably the best moments of my life so far. Just meeting new people, having the podcast. And for me, what I've realized is that people have to trust in themselves. Like you said, meditate. Like they have to think about what they actually want, what they like. Because young people, like they get stuck. Like they don't know what they're good at. They don't know what they're passionate.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to tell them, you know, just read books. You know, talk to yourself. I feel like the number one best friend should be yourself. You should be talking to yourself every day. Like, what do you want? How do you feel? Control your emotions, you know?
Yes.
And for me, I feel like that's how I realized I wanted this. I talked to myself. I went for a walk. I ran. And to be honest, that's why I want to, you know, I want to impact people like you do, impact people.
Brilliant.
And I feel like young people have to realize they have to trust the process because, you know, I feel like the destination's there, but like, even now, like, this is fun, you know, we drove here, we went to the city. It's just part of the journey, you know, it's having fun. If you're not having fun in the process, you're not loving it, you know. So,
Agreed. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
You're brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that you're
Yeah.
following your dream,
Yeah.
and I'll do anything I can to
Yeah.
support that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And I'm
You
pretty
said it with the fun thing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. The David Meltzer,
Yeah.
amazing. He's one of my business guides and has been someone that I've been conversing as far as business consulting. He says, make a lot of money, have a lot of fun, help a lot of people. Help a lot of people, make a lot of money, have a lot of fun doing it. I love that because it
that's
really
true
is
though,
part of
yeah.
what life should be.
Yeah. Because even if you're not doing happy with money, you're still going to struggle financially. You got to make sure you scale it good. Yeah.
And anything that'll help you feel. Obviously, the material things will disappear. We've never seen a U-Haul following a hearse into the cemetery.
Oh, no, never that. Yeah.
So that's a given.
Yeah.
It's what you can do here in life to help others and support others with what you can do on a monetary level. That's all. That's really, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't be there for others the way maybe you want to support. I love to help children around the world. I love to be an ambassador of children's foundations where we've built children's centers and things and such around the world. That's my joy. So I would rather use it for those things. And no, you can't work for free. For example, you have your way of getting income. We can't work for free because anything of value is truly not free. So it's what you give and then receive that in return so you can continue to keep giving.
Because I feel like the mistake is giving too much, but you're not receiving.
You can't
as
pour
much.
from an empty cup. You have to be open to allowing yourself to receive. I love that you mentioned that. That's something I have to tell my patients as well. People can feel drained and feel absolutely consumed, like their whole being is dehydrated. You know how the body gets when you don't drink water. You're not bringing something in. The spirit can be dehydrated.
That's true.
If we don't get easy with allowing ourselves to receive love, to receive affection, to receive gifts, to receive monetary value for whatever service you've given. Allow yourself to do that. You'll feel that you can give more.
That's true, yeah. People giving too much, but they're not receiving what they actually want. Yeah, 100%. Last thing before we head up.
Sure.
Do you have any advice for people that want to be into naturopathic? Any people that want to be similar to you, or any people that are interested in doing that?
Beautiful question.
Yeah.
I would recommend that they most definitely look into the organizations or schools in your area that offer naturopathic medicine studies and school, courses and such. It's a beautiful practice. I've been in practice since May 1 of 1995, so I'm about to celebrate 25 years in practice.
Congrats.
Yes, thank you. Yes, so go a quarter of a century, and it's a beautiful thing. For me, this is not work. To support people in their well-being on a mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual level. It brings me absolute joy. So look into what niche you want to look into. There are a lot of people that approach me that want to be acupuncturists and such. Find the courses, the organizations, the schools that will support that, and know that that is the wave of where things are going today. People are being more awakened. Everybody's becoming more vegetarian, vegan, and such, and they're letting go of what big pharma is trying to push on people and so on. People don't want to have side effects. They don't feel that they have to take a medication for the rest of their life. People are looking for alternative medicine. So this is a great time to take upon so many millions and billions of people in the world that are in need of wanting to be well on a more holistic level. So do it. Do it.
3 last questions.
Yes.
So, waffles or pancakes?
Waffles or pancakes?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Waffles with strawberries.
Strawberry? Yeah, waffles?
Yes.
Nah.
Belgian waffle with strawberries.
Yeah.
Organic.
I prefer blueberries.
Okay,
Blueberries,
beautiful. All right, at least you picked the fruit.
Yeah. If you had to have one superpower, what would it be?
To help the world.
Help the world? Yeah.
To help the world feel love in all areas of their life. That would be my superpower.
That's good, yeah.
Thank you.
If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. One meal.
A meal.
It's very difficult.
A meal for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Okay. Can it be like general, or does it have to be an actual meal?
An actual meal, yeah.
Probably eggplant parmesan.
Eggplant, yeah. Yeah, I've never had that before.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you need to try it. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Probably an eggplant parmesan. Yeah.
You will never get tired of it. It's one of your favorite
It's
food.
so good.
Yeah.
And it's healthy.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Good questions. I love that. Yes, I've never been asked that.
Thank you, Julissa. It's been a pleasure. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and keep up with the latest episode. Thank you. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Charlie.
No problem. Bye.